So this is the first weekend in December, and Precious and I are out here at Porteau Cove Provincial Park, which is about 40 minutes north of Vancouver. We're out here for the weekend. Miki couldn't join us because she's in Japan having a great time visiting her family. She'll be home soon. But the last 10 days or so have been really bad weather. It's been warmer than normal, maybe 10 or 11 degrees Celsius during the day, but it's just been raining and raining heavily, which is a typical West Coast winter. So we've come out to Porteau Cove for the weekend. It's supposed to be the start of a nice sunny week, actually. Temperatures during the day will only be as warm as maybe 4 or 5 degrees Celsius and maybe -3 to -5 in the evenings, but it's going to be sunny, and anytime you can get a sunny week on the West Coast, it's a great week. If you looked at some of our earlier videos from January or February last year when we got the van, we came out here several times then. It was kind of our test out piloting what's it like to be out camping for the first time with the Zion trips. And we really like Porteau Cove because all of the campsites are either right on the ocean or they're very close to the ocean. And they also have electrical hookups, which is nice, so we can plug in our electric heater and use that to warm the van rather than have the furnace come on and off. So hope you enjoy some videos from this trip, and we've also included a section of a hike that Miki and I did just before she left, so about 10 days ago, up to Garibaldi Lake. Now, we've done some trips to Garibaldi Park, and you've seen some of those videos, but this is the first time we've gone up to the lake, and it was just spectacular. The lake's at about 1,500 meters, so about 5,000 feet, and it was just starting to freeze. So temperature was right around freezing, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and it was actually one of the nicest hikes we've done up there, so I hope you enjoyed as much as we did. Hey, Prish. You've got a little food mustache again. You gonna settle down? Yeah, I think you're gonna settle down and get back to sleep, I think. She settled down. We arrived, she had something to eat, and then she settled down in the back, and I'm gonna head out and just take a few photos and videos of the area, and we'll share them with you. So one of the nice things about this park is the old ferry dock. It's not used anymore, but it's over on my right now. It's just part of the park, and you can walk out and get even a nicer view over the entire inlet. You can also see our van, our camper van, where it's parked over there on the point. The whole park actually goes around and then goes on alongside the bay farther on, but just a gorgeous spot. Love it here. Gorgeous views. So I just did a walk down to the walking campground, which is actually closed in the winter. Gorgeous spots though right along the water. And then I saw a hovercraft go by, which was kind of exciting and loud. But just a beautiful, beautiful day. And I think tomorrow's even going to be nicer. I'm sitting down to have an early dinner. Precious has already had hers. I was tempted to tell everyone that I fried some chicken, did a little bit of baked Brussels sprouts, sauteed some mushrooms, but in truth I stopped at a deli on the way here and picked something up. Just thought I'd save on dishes and prep time. So looking forward to an enjoyable dinner, and then the sun setting and a beautiful morning, hopefully. Well, good morning. Precious and I had a great evening last night. It was not too cold, actually. It was supposed to get below freezing, and I think it stayed just a little bit above. Got a bit windy, and I could hear the tide earlier in the morning, about 1:30. There's a high tide, but it's a beautiful morning. We're both kind of excited. Well, I think if you looked at Precious, she's just sleeping, but that's what she does. But we're going to head home and see Miki. So we're not going to stay a long time here. We're just going to have some breakfast. I'm going to make some toast. See if I can do it without setting off the smoke alarm. And then we're going to head home. The other thing we try not to do is to turn on our microwave while we have our heater on. At least while our heater's on high. It's just turning off now. It takes 8 seconds to turn off. I think the microwave is 700 watts, the heater is at 1500 when it's on high. If we were to put both on at once, we'd probably be over our load limit on our inverter. So it's just faster than... you have to know how to use it first, though. Apparently I don't. Faster than the kettle. If we're making tea or something for both of us, or wanting to have several cups, then we'll usually use the stove and just use the kettle and boil some water. If it's just 1 or 2 cups, the microwave, which I never thought we would actually use, turns out to be a lot easier.
And now, don't go away, since we have some footage coming up from our recent hike to Garibaldi Lake.
We're just at the barrier lookout, which is about 6.5 or 7K from the start of our trip. Garibaldi Lake's off to the left. And you can see across and down Cloudburst Mountain directly there, and then some of the mountains off to the right, some of the great scenery we get to share today. So we're up at Garibaldi Park at Garibaldi Lake. It's the third weekend of November and it's a gorgeous day. It's probably like 10 degrees Celsius up here, although you can see the lake's frozen during the day, but the second you get in the shade it's really, really cold. You can see the black tusk behind us. That's in some of our other videos. And then of course Garibaldi Lake and all the mountains around us, behind us. Just gorgeous. The glacier, fantastic. We've actually been up here a lot, but this is probably one of the nicest days that we ever had. No breeze. The lake's incredibly calm and it still isn't frozen. We actually can, we have some photos actually of us. We snowshoed across the lake. Actually, if you look right across and see where that glacier is, down by the lake side of the glacier, there's a hut and we've snowshoed there. That's a long day. That's like 34 kilometers, about 3,000 feet to get up here to the lake, which is about 5,000 feet, and then about 6K across the lake. So awfully long day, but...
And we've also hiked in the past up to Mount Price.
It looks daunting, but it's actually not that difficult to hike. That mountain there's Guard. Sphinx is kind of obvious. Just a beautiful area. And then I've both paddled over to the other side on my birthday a couple years ago. Anyway, it's a beautiful, gorgeous day. There's a few people up here, but not too bad. Miki's trying out the new outhouse that's here. And this is the first hut. There's 3 of these huts up here. Nothing really in them, just some shelving so that you can set up. You can see you get a gorgeous view of the lake from here. 2 other ones are farther down this way. I've been in here many times in the winter when we've had to dig down to get into this hut, and it's probably 20 feet high. Probably about 1:30 and we're just on our way out. You can see it's a lot colder in the shade than it is in the sun. Well below freezing in the shade, but once you're in the sun it's quite warm and toasty, at least until the sun goes down. Right, we're done. It's just a little over 6 hours. I think about 9.5 kilometers each way. And it took us about 2.5 hours to get up there and 2.5 to get down, and we spent a good hour at the lake. A lot of fun. It was nice, warm.